Hey, what's up, my Dokus? Jason here, welcoming you back to more Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Last time, we saw everything that we needed to see in the way of the last thing I wanted to do and New Game Plus for Xenoblade Chronicles. We do still have, the unique monsters, super bosses, and the heart-to-hearts, but as I said last episode, we'll be going over those at a later time. So, what are we doing here now? Well, it's finally time to start the extra story that exclusively comes with Definitive Edition. Welcome to Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. A complete side story attached to Definitive Edition takes place 1 year after the events of the first game, or at least events of the game, and it takes place in an unused area. I'm not even kidding you. How cool is it to take a concept that was ripped out of the game at late into development and create a whole side story around it? This area takes place on the Bionis shoulder, the area that I talked about previously in the series as being a last minute cut, and it was brought back for this. We're gonna enjoy this so much. Let's go ahead and get started.
That symbol. Today, we use our power to fell a god, and then seize our destiny! All that I am is fading. The memory of a god's existence, born from the chaos of creation. It is vanishing.
What were you looking at? The sea?
I wasn't looking at anything in particular. If anything, Fiora, I was thinking about the future that awaits us all.
There it is.
Melia, we're in sight of Alchemoth.
All right, I'm on my way.
Phew. Guess we're still in one piece.
Quite. What in the world was that?
It happened so quickly that I didn't get a good look myself. I saw some flickering around the capital. Then suddenly, a black beam.
A black beam? Some new defensive measure, perhaps. The junks. Can it fly?
Some components sustained heavy damage. It won't budge until we can swap them out.
Right.
It's fine. They're not particularly rare parts. They'll have them in Alchemoth.
You make it sound very simple. Remember, we are still very much in the dark here.
Good thing I came prepared. We'll probably be needing this.
Sister Bomb, watch out on right! I take care of it. Kino handle left side. Gotcha!
Those voices.
Are those? It's Kino and Nene. What are they doing here?
Shulk, we must help them.
Of course.
A new adventure begins. The gameplay differences. Some elements of this new adventure are very different from the adventure so far. The most major points will be introduced on the following pages. The party gauge. As you progress through the adventure, instead of chain attacks, you unlock an all-new system for performing all-out attacks. You'll still require a segment of the gauge to revive fallen party members. In the new adventure, Shulk has lost his power to see visions. This calls for more caution than before when it comes to your enemy's most powerful attacks. Some allies will battle in ways not present before. The skill tree system has been removed. There are further changes, so keep an eye on for them as you play. Alright. So let's go ahead and go over this. So one thing, they keep their arts. Like, we have all of our arts that we got from the first adventure, and so does Shulk, which I think is, you know, pretty awesome. You also have them, I believe, at the same. I think they all start at level 5, so you can actually get probably max them out as you go along. But another thing. Melia and Shulk's outfits are completely different. Shulk has a noise suppressor, which has a lock-on resist 2 gem, but the biggest thing you'll notice is he has a new Monado replica, the EX. It's very interesting. We don't have any gems to equip to it, but it's a nice look. I like this way better than the Monado replicas we've had before, because this one actually looks like the Monado. The same with Melia. She has the World Ender, a new staff weapon. Very nice. I like that they're equipped out with new things instead of just old things from the first game. I like that they added in that touch. Also, just like the first time, Shulk it does not have the ability to change his appearance within the first playthrough. So, have fun. I'm gonna go ahead and switch Shulk into the front because, you know, I just love Shulk. I love Melia too, but yeah. We got our quest log here. We have collectibles. We do have a collectopedia this time around as well, but those should be easy to find as well. Anyway, so going forward, for one thing, massive big adventure, massive big location. But I love the fact that they took probably the biggest known ship in Xenoblade, which, you know, yeah, people probably knew about Melia or Fiora and Shulk, but like, let's be honest here, everybody rooted for Shulk and Melia, and it hurt like a truck when they couldn't, you know, there was no insinuations of them being together. And I like that there's an adventure that involves just Shulk and Melia because it's a lot of character development. Anyway, let's go ahead and help Kino and Nene.
of Kino go blah blah blah.
Kino, Nene, are you hurt?
Let us help too.
Miss Melia, Mr. Shook. Help very welcome. More is always merrier.
Alright, we now have a new party member. We have Kino, and in reserves we have Nene. Let's go ahead and go over this. So, obviously as you can see up there, we have a party gauge that's a little differently, and as we get further in the story, we'll be able to know what exactly that party gauge does, because as of right now, we cannot do chain attack. We have the same, we do have the same, arts that we had in the first game, which I think is nice. Better to not try to get you to learn new arts, and better just keep with the classics. And we also just have these enemies called Lake Wolves, which is, you know, obviously Lake Wolves from Bionis Lake, but they're at a much higher level. We'll see a lot of this throughout the story.
Big sis, we did it! Job is good one, Kino.
That was amazing, you two. It was like seeing Ryan and Sharla fighting together again.
Just so. Fitting. For children of here upon Ricky's household. No injuries, Kino?
Nene, very, very sorry. Kino, not so good with strangers.
Oh, really? Most interesting.
Please do not take personally.
If we stay here, there is a risk of another attack. We should move to a safer location.
Very well. Is this acceptable?
Plenty acceptable.
Right. Let's go. This place looks promising. We can take a break here.
So tell us, what were you two doing out there? Rather, how did you even get here at all?
About that.
Melia, I think these two must have come on the junks.
What? Are you quite sure, Shulk?
When you consider their relative positions, I think it's quite credible.
The capital, on the Bionis shoulder.
So...
Ah. So that is where the junks comes in, then. I appreciate it. But... even though we won peace with Zanz's defeat, the rebuilding continues. Much remains to be done.
I realize that. And I also know that you've been putting in every effort.
So why then?
If the capital is on the shoulder, there are people there. I thought you'd want to go.
Shulk. That's...
We could be there and back in less than half a day.
Mama? Me. Kino, maybe better to explain. Mama, we're just on a little strolly stroll when we suddenly hear voices. Now, Kino. Nene watch Kino with eyes of Rogel. Kino, follow Mr. Shope from behind and do some sneak peekings. Mama, Sister Pon followed Kino and sneak peek on too. Meh.
So you stowed away like I thought. But what for?
Ooh. Kino always look up to Dedapon. Want to become mighty Heropon too.
I'm certain Ricky would be most proud. But how did that lead to you boarding our vessel?
He see opportunity to help people who in trouble. That way, can become friends with people everywhere. Mighty Heropon make friends with every toe step. Or so Dedapon say, at least.
I see. That does explain things.
Many, many sorries. It's not fault of Sister Pon. Please not scold Nene. Fault is of Kino only. Kino. Sincere sorries. Kino wanted to repay debt. Dedapon and Momapon take Kino in when Kino all alone.
You were alone?
Is truth. One day, out of blue, Dedapon bring Kino home. Said, here is Brotherpon. That day, nobody make comment. Everyone except Kino. Kino more happy they could say. That why. That way want to become Heropon and repay debt to family. I'm really sorry.
Kino, you do your family honor. Yours is a most noble sentiment. I am utterly certain that Ricky and Oka are proud of you too.
Actually, Melia and I are in a bit of trouble right now. We could use the help.
For really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, if Kino must. You really twist wing. But fine, we'll allow to be sidekicks of Kino. Kino? Wrong word. Supposed to say friends.
So, we'll be heading for the capital to find parts for the junks.
Yes, about that. It's a bit of a hike, but could we check out that cape?
Explain.
I'm a bit concerned. What you said about defensive measures.
You fear we may come under fire again. Is that it?
Yeah.
It is true. Caution frequently pays off in the long run. The cape it is.
Great. It's settled.
Legend of Heropon Kino! It all starts here! Mahey!
Event Theater. The Event Theater has been added to the title screen. There you can view any event cutscenes you've probably seen. You can change the following options when viewing an event. And that cape is where we need to go. Also, one more thing to note. We start the game at level 60. For you know, a story that's supposed to take place a year after the events of the first game, and seeing as how Zanza is literally level 81, meaning you were probably around level 70 something to 80 when you take him on. Why do we start this game at level 60? I don't know if it's just like a balance thing, but it just doesn't make any sense story-wise. But anyway, with our destination right in front of us. We need to get to that cape. We have a whole big location to explore. I think that's going to be it here. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected, we head for that cape to see what we can do about that defensive measure on Alchemoth. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, cheer us out a ton. Make sure to subscribe if you've not already. And I will see you guys all later.